In the meeting, Cele said often the hard work of his members gets swept aside by lenient sentences meted out by the courts. He says many hours and resources go into police investigations to try to secure harsh sentences for perpetrators of crime.
We have raised these things before, and there was an undertaking to say maybe you need to put the cluster committees all together and call all of us together as a class, especially police, justice, by the way, and correctional service.
Cele says sometimes investigating officers find out criminals they have arrested and who have been convicted are out on parole and are often repeat offenders. The Justice Ministry has noted these concerns and says meetings have been held with cluster ministers to address the problem.
To this end, we've seen the program called Integrated Justice System in the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development being implemented. And thus far, the program focuses on 3 priority areas: person management, to empower the criminal justice system to identify, verify, track, and where necessary, safeguard all persons moving through the criminal justice system, and creating a holistic view of a person, including an accused and a victim. The second priority is case integration, to facilitate the digitization of the criminal justice system for efficient and seamless exchange of electronic case information between the integrated justice system member departments.
Piri says one of the priorities of the department is to ensure it has a system-based performance instrument which will enable government to have a measure of how to effectively analyze the state of the criminal justice system. Analysts in this field say a bigger problem within the cluster is the quality of investigations presented to the National Prosecuting Authority by the SAPS. Gareth Newham of the Institute for Security Studies says in any system there will be areas where collaboration is not necessarily great. But he says there are other issues for SAPS to be concerned about.
What I'd really like to hear the Minister of Police saying is, what are we doing to ensure that we improve the capability of the South African Police Service? For example, between 2012 and 2022, the ability of the police to solve murders dropped by 55%. So in 2012, the police were able to solve 31% of the murder dockets that they opened. Last year, they could only solve just over 14% of the murder dockets that they opened. So in other words, in about 85% of the murder dockets opened last year, the suspects were not arrested and got away scot-free to continue committing crimes.
Newham says he would rather want to hear the minister focus on how SAPS plans to strengthen crime intelligence and how he intends improving the capabilities of the detectives and the resources directed to them. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.